B Planet.
Yo, what's crackin' folks? Voch Lombardi, we back at it again. Got another little episode, live draft talk. For those of you that are in my congregation that hate when I talk Cowboys and not enough draft, boy, y'all gonna love this. So for the month of April, a lot of happenings are happening. And if my audio ain't loud enough, please let me know so I can fix it. I've been on vacation. Now I'm back at the regular setup. I can knock on wood again. There we go. The month of April in draft world, in our little draft world, is so different. There's so much last minute stuff going on. There's so much last minute, like analysis and movement news, things like that. That we have absolutely got to put a little extra attention in our draft coverage. So for the month of April, not only do we have Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, not only do we have Endgame, but we're going to be doing this twice a week. So where I would normally do like a Cowboy Live one week and I would do a draft live another day of the week. I'm going to be doing 2 days a week, Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to be doing draft talk for everybody. All right? So, hey, man. Stay tuned for all that. You know what I mean? Too loud? Well, some people say we sound good. Turn down your headphones, but and we're gonna run it like that. So, today's draft talk. What we're gonna do? Let me just set the table for a little bit. Shouts out to my man's. I forgot his name. What was my man's name? But I sent out his t-shirt. He was in my Patreon free shirt giveaway joint that we do monthly over there. Y'all can head over to the Patreon and see the rules of that. And if you were so inclined, you can Joel S. Salutes my man's. If you're so inclined to make yourself part of that, then you can. But for other patrons or whatever, I'm trying to up the reward systems, as much as I possibly can. We're gonna dedicate some live joints over there. I might put like a full mock draft on the Patreon for the Patreon folk. We'll see. But also we have a link that I posted on my Patreon today. It is a separate VIP Patreon only Discord joint. And for y'all to put questions in there when we do live streams like this. We ain't gonna do it today because ain't nobody ass up in there. But when we do these Q&As, I'll go to that Discord page or whatnot, and I will answer y'all questions. So if you a patron and you gotta get this question to Voch, we're gonna answer that damn thing. David Alexander with the dime in the super chat. What's up to you, bro? Onk, fam, what's good with you? Wakanda forever. So let me set the table a little bit. Let me just kind of set this thing up for the draft talk that we're gonna have tonight. I dropped my top 10 wide receivers. And I think that was interesting because I made it 6 times before I had to go back and remake it. And not like 6 times over the sitting of like one night or whatever. Like it took me a long ass time to sit down and come up with a consensus because the wide receivers this year are weird. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and why I have guys placed where they are. You can feel free in the chat box in the comment section. You can call in because the phone is live tonight. I'm going to pretty much, hey, if you disagree, you can hop on and tell me why you think I'm trash because A.J. Brown is my number 1 receiver. But I'm basically gonna talk y'all through that. And if you want to have a discussion about it, then you can feel free to hop on the phones 515-739-1285, access code 309104. It's on the screen. Somebody will probably help you out and put it in the chat box or something, and you can check the description. You can find that number anywhere. Just guys having drinks with the new staff. Can't tune in. Okay, cool. Coach Evans got him a new job calling plays. He's a new OC somewhere. Salute to Coach Evans. Clap it up, Coach Evans. Clapped up for Coach Evans. So salute to him. We'll have that conversation with him whenever we get there. Also, we're gonna talk about risers and fallers in this draft process, right? I always talk about those early rankings when the media guys come out and they make their little mocks or whatnot, guys. They get put way up here. We're gonna take a look at some of those guys and why some guys are falling, why some guys have risen up, draft boards or whatnot. And we got general Q&A. This is y'all show. My name just on it. Whatever questions you want to ask, we can run that for the cardio. Know what I mean? So let me take a sip of this lemon water because I'm back into vegan Voch mode because I'm not on vacation no more because I probably gained a little weight on vacation, so I gotta go vegan Voch mode again. All right, let's run it. AJ Brown is my wide receiver number 1. And I got an interesting comment. Someone was basically talking about both the Ole Miss kids. That's AJ Brown and DK Metcalf, both wide receivers or whatnot. Why such the change in temperature for these guys? I would say that they're two of the guys that have made the most movement in this draft process or whatnot. Like, why are they moving around so much? What I mean by that is if you think about the pre-draft conversations or the pre-process conversations that we're having about A.J. Brown, he was considered like wide receiver number 1 / early first round guy. Then after a while, he was like top 5 wide receiver, late first round guy. And now he's like out of the top 10 conversation, 3rd, 4th round guy. But now he's back into the early goings of the conversation with a lot of these media guys, right? And Voch watch film late. I don't care. I don't really get into it till January. So this is just me going based on media scouts. But why is that? And DK, like, we'll see him make a play or two, but we see that he's clearly athletic, and then he comes out, then he rips the combine to shreds, then he makes his meteoric rise after he drops his damn bodysuit 300 Terminator pick weight room joint on Twitter. That gets him a little bit of buzz. Then he goes to blow the combine up, right? So what's up with the rise between these Ole Miss guys, right? And I think it's because the class as a whole, and I think football is evolving again. Let me have that conversation with you after another sip of this delicious lemon water. God damn. I did switch numbers. God damn, I switched numbers. Wait a minute. Nick Gasser just brought my attention to my phone number switch. What the hell going on here? Damn, let me type my new number up while I explain this shit to y'all last. I think football evolves every now and then. You know what I mean? And I always like to call it out whenever I see it happen, right? 6 dash 5 1 8 7 enter. Okay. Access code 309 515-606. Okay, I got a new number, y'all. Shit. Let me go to the description box so I can stop leading people astray. 515-6 dash 606 dash 5187. Okay, cool. The new number is 515-606-5187. Access code 309104. It's on the screen. I just said it. It's in the description box, and I'm sure somebody in the chat box will hold me down if y'all need it. Okay, so let's talk about football evolving again, right? Once upon a time, not long ago, if you walked on the field with 4 receivers, you were considered being predictable. You know what I mean? Because most standard offensive sets were tight end, fullback, running back, 2 receivers. You know what I mean? 12 personnel or whatever, right? That was the big squeeze. You know what I mean? That was, I formation, a lot of single back stuff, things like that. It wasn't just a whole bunch of wide receiver variety at one point in football. You know what I mean? The New England Patriots kind of made it real easy for the nuanced route running slot guy to be successful. You know what I mean? It really started with like those Joe Jaravicious guys, those Ricky Prohl guys, you know what I mean? Those guys evolved into what we call modern day slot receivers. No matter where you put them at, but they're your modern day slot receivers. They're basically what Edelman, Amendola, what Welker, those guys are, right? So when you look at what new wide receiver sets are now, or what these new offensive formation sets are now, you can line up with 4 receivers base formation and you can stay there all day. And you can run your entire offense out of that all day. Nobody ran the ball. You could, but when you ran the ball out of shotgun 4 receivers, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like a draw or something like that. It was coming off of some type of passing eye manipulative type of thing. We were faking pass to run the ball. But nowadays in it started in college, really, with the whole Urban Meyer thing spread, right? We'll run the ball out of these 4 receiver sets. And because of that, you can have different types of receivers now. So when once upon a time receivers kind of fit one skill set, which is the number 1 receiver, the X or the Z guy, whatever, flanker, split back. Whenever you were that, but you weren't that, then we would have to create something for you. Slot receiver now is its own thing. Back in the day, you had to be turned into a slot receiver because you wasn't damn an X or a Z. But nowadays, you can come out and you can just be a slot receiver. So A.J. Brown is a slot receiver. Guys like Penny Hart in 2019 can live like he is a slot receiver, right? So with that, it comes more guys that can excel at different position specialties. You know what I mean? And Isabella ain't gonna line up outside for nobody, right? But everybody offense has a damn trips, like a gun left, 4 receiver set now. So now there are more receivers that we have to look at. And I was thinking about it. If you look at the last few drafts, I would say after the Odell Beckham draft, that big nasty draft, right? After that draft, receiver-wise or whatever, it's been these drafts that's full of guys that you would probably say, yo, I don't see like no number one guys, but fam, it's a lot of complimentary cats. You know what I mean? The average receiver is looked at as a complimentary cat. So if you look down the list of wide receivers we have this year, it's about 22 guys that can play. And somebody was like, damn, Voch, you got 22 guys that you think can play? Shit, if I had an offense that runs 4 receivers all day or 3 receivers all day, so much to where defenses have made nickel packages their base defense because you run with 3 damn receivers all day, you damn right I got 22 guys this year that can play. Deebo Samuel in like 2003? Good luck, Deebo. Good luck. Guys like Penny Hart, Andy Isabella, Greg Dortch, Emmanuel Hall, those guys would have to find work in 2002. But nowadays, they have their own thing, their own position to where guys, hell, man, Paris Campbell got his own position. And he's going to be drafted with that in mind because you can do so much at wide receiver. So let me rewind all this shit back, right? A.J. Brown is the best receiver in this class to me because I think he can do every damn thing. Sip water. I forgot what my 5 criteria were. I'm lying. It's right here in my notes. My 5 criteria was, and y'all should probably go watch that video, but route running, hands, because we can't get yards and we can't get touchdowns if we can't run routes and catch. You know what I mean? We can't do nothing until we actually get open and get the ball in our hands, right? Then are you dependable? Okay, if this was a Seattle Seahawks situation in the Super Bowl and it's we on the 2-yard line and I got one play to run, can I run this play to you? athleticism, sure, and toughness, whether that be mental, physical, competitive, can you like take hits and all that, like all clutch, all that factors into toughness for me. And I think AJ Brown covers all those bases. And in 2019, where everybody runs at least 3 receivers on the field, you can't tell me AJ Brown in that scenario and checking those boxes that I just named off of, you can't name me nobody else on this list that kind of does it better than him. You know what I mean? Now, I know there are some knocks on AJ Brown to where you could say something like, "Oh, well, AJ Brown, he's not a very vertical guy. He doesn't run all the blah blah blah." Well, okay, well, when you get guys into the offense, you're not gonna ask everybody to run everything. You're gonna ask guys to run what they're good at, and AJ Brown is gonna run what he's good at. And when he's good at something, like when he's running what he's good at, he's damn good at running it. And he's yak guy. You know what I mean? So you may find somebody to catch better than AJ Brown. You may find somebody to run routes better than AJ Brown. But put that combination of things together better than AJ Brown. I had a hard time doing it. That's why he's my number one guy. I'm going to say one more thing, set the table just a little bit more, and then we're going to get into the phones. And I hope I ain't got to reset my platinum guys. That'll really hurt my heart if I have to. Why Riley Ridley was my number 2 guy. This was a little bit of a head roller because a lot of people have Hakeem Butler number 2 or N'Keal Harry, ranked higher than him, or even DK Metcalf. Some people think DK is the best guy out here. I mean, whatever, I feel you. But Riley, really, man, you just really got to trust your research when it comes to watching film on these Georgia kids. You know what I mean? It was so many mouths you had to feed, man. So many passes and balls going around, man. Whether it be, they had 3 running backs that can play, 3 receivers that can play and get the ball at any time in the game. And they had a tight end that could probably catch a few passes to you. So everybody kind of evened out. So Riley didn't really have big usage numbers. But what I saw from Riley really is I saw a guy that's the best route runner in this class. Definitely like when you can get open running routes, everything else just kind of works itself out. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to be Mecole Hardman fast, but you could just be kind of NFL fast. If you put kind of NFL fast with best route running in the class, you good. And you just got to trust Riley really on that. Route running, I've seen him catch. I've seen him make plays after the catch. If you want a real good idea about what Riley could be, look at the Alabama game from 2017. Look at that game. That game, they actually featured Riley. They actually got passes to him. They fed him the ball, and Riley Ridley looked like a top-tier ass receiver in that game. It's just this 2018 stuff where he kind of, where his usage is kind of telling this story of him now. You know what I mean? But if you look at Riley Ridley when they was giving him the ball, any game where they getting Riley Ridley the ball, hey man, good luck trying to find some people better than Riley Ridley. But the good thing about this is that it's all up to you. It's your damn opinion. But at the end of the day, if I'm right, I'm talking a little bit of shit. Let's get into the phones, man. We got a brand new phone number, so please take that into consideration. 515-606-5187. It's on my screen, I think. Let me take a look at my OBS. Yes, it's on my screen. Let me make that shit a little bigger. Yeah, we're going to make this shit a little bigger. And it's in my description, and somebody in the chat box is going to hold me down. So let's get into the phones real quick. Don't. 720, who this?
It's the young prodigy, Nick Gashler.
Okay, so Nick, is this a new phone that you calling me from? Because I hope I don't have to reset my damn call ID up in here.
This is resetting your platinum caller's code.
Damn. All right, young Nick Gashler. What's good, bro?
Not much. I'm watching the little bro right now, so I'm not going to be on for a whole lot longer. But I just want to bring up a couple good points. I love A.J. Brown, a wide receiver one.
Sure.
I absolutely love it. That's been my focus and my guy since January when I started watching him.
Mm-hmm.
And the DK Metcalf hype has kind of washed him away, but he's starting to reemerge a little bit, which is really nice to see.
You know, what's interesting.
What
if
you were saying about.
You know,
Go ahead.
Sorry about that. Like, if you watch the Ole Miss film, it seems like the offense coordinator, it seems like he wanted to get the ball to AJ more than DK for some reason. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're right.
Well, shit, go ahead. I thought you was going to follow up with that. Like, what I'm saying, like, if you look at the game logs or whatever, DK have like 2 catches, 3 catches. Lodge will get his, tight end to get his. But AJ will be the only one that got like 8, 9 catches by the end of the night or whatever. And that goes into my dependable, can I count on you theory or criteria or whatever. But go ahead, Nick Ashton. My bad, I cut you off. Go ahead, sir.
Man, what you're talking about, A.J. Brown being one of the most complete wide receivers in this draft class, and that is why you have him number one. That's honestly what I have to say. Like, that's one of my core things with A.J. Brown. He's 6'1". I mean, he played in the slot most of the time. I'd like to see him an outside receiver a little bit more. Sure. But he proved to me at the combine that he has the speed to go play outside receiver.
Yes.
His route running is good. His hands are as good as any average hands in this wide receiver class. I mean, they're a little bit better than average, but as I scroll down to get my scouting report on him, he, like I said, the speed is good. The height, I think he could function on the next level as an outside receiver. I don't think he should be playing there all the time. Sure. But keep in mind, he's 230 pounds.
Sure. Or
he was 230 pounds as of the ESPN listings at the beginning of the season. He's not one of these like 172-pound guys like Penny Hart and stuff. Mm-hmm. Again, I think his speed is good. His yak ability is great. Good hands. He's just quick. A lot of people have him down as he's quicker, bigger, more than he is fast. Sure, but he's still really quick and he can get you with the route running.
Sure.
My only weakness on him was he needs to see more consistency, at the outside receiver spot. But other than that, I feel like A.J. Brown is the most complete wide receiver in this class. I feel like he's the best wide receiver in this class. My wide receiver 2 would probably be DK, but that's just because of his size and dominance at the combine and size and dominance on the field. I mean, the route running, the focus drops is going to be the issue that he needs to develop on the NFL level, but there's no saying that he won't develop it and become better.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. What's the difference between – have you watched a lot of wide receivers this year? Like a lot of them?
Let's hold on. I can count them up right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 wide receivers this year.
Have you watched Preston Smith from Colorado?
No.
Well, shit, nigga, gosh. Well, my whole thing about it is, right, with the whole DK thing is your job as a wide receiver is to get open and catch the ball. And we can't do nothing. We can't get yards or points if you can't get open or catch the ball.
Exactly.
You got to run the routes and use your hands. And if those are your 2 biggest issues or what, we love to talk shit and make fun of Josh Allen, right? Buffalo Bills Josh Allen. You know what I mean? We love to make fun of him for saying, how you a quarterback and can't throw? How the hell is DK Metcalf a receiver and you can't catch or you can't get open? You know what I'm saying? I just think that's like if we had an offensive lineman that can't push, or like a kicker with no foot. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. Go ahead.
And like the thing with he can't catch, he catches a lot of what's thrown at him. He has a nice catching radius, but it's just those focus drops that are like the little things that DK Metcalf is missing is what adds up to make him not the greatest, like not the guy that everybody's hyping him up to be. That's my big thing with DK.
Sure.
Another guy that I really like is Andy Isabella. That kid, and Penny Hart for that matter too. We'll get to Penny Hart in a minute here, but I do really like Isabella. His speed and his just slotness. I mean, what you said was right. 5'9", 188 is not going to get you a starting job in 2002 NFL. But this year, I feel like he could be – I have a second-round grade on him, a high second-round grade on him. I feel like he's going to be picked really well his value-wise. Like he's going to be picked a lot lower than what I feel like how good he is, and he should be able to find his way into a starting lineup within the season, I believe.
So what separates Andy from Penny?
What separates Andy from Penny is hands, man. Penny Hart, just watching his film and watching him just letting the easy passes slip through him was really hard to stomach and stuff.
I think Penny's a more natural catcher than Andy.
Really?
In my opinion. I got Penny ranked one spot higher than Andy, and what really separated was competition. And I know people gonna hit me with the whole Georgia bug, but he didn't go against DeAndre Baker. But what it really came down to, like both guys went to the Senior Bowl or whatever, right? And Andy went to the Senior Bowl and he looked kind of pedestrian at the Senior Bowl. Meanwhile, Penny Hart beat the shit out of everybody at the Senior Bowl. Everybody at the Senior Bowl, even Rocky Ascent at the Senior Bowl. You know what I mean? And I think if you can't say, oh, he plays ball at Georgia State if you show up to the All-Star game whooping everybody ass. You know what I mean? So off that alone, I put Penny one spot ahead of Andy. But I like Andy though.
And my favorite trait about Penny Hart is his motor and his 100% attitude, because coaches instill in us from my age, from a lot younger than my age, is you need to give 100% when you're on the football field. Not a lot of players give a lot of 100% on the football field. Sure. I am comfortable saying that Penny Hart gives 100% on the football field. Sure. He's just never takes a play off. He's always looking for a way to get in there, block, find a way to get open, finding yards after the catch. It's just awesome.
And on that same token, even about Andy, when UMass was playing Georgia and Georgia was beating the shit out of them early, like when everybody else on offense was kind of quitting, Andy was still trying to bust ass on Georgia. So Andy got a little bit of toughness and motor in him too. So feel you on that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that Hart is. I mean, Andy gives like 97. Hart is 110%. It's just, I mean, watching him I was on a flight to Hawaii. Watching him run those routes and be a big man like that it blew me away when I was watching him. It was pretty nice. But yeah, Penny Hart had a 74 on, which means he's a high third round grade. And again, he's probably going to be one of those guys who goes in the fifth, sixth round because of his size limitations and his hands and stuff. But I feel like he could be a very productive receiver on the next level if he finds his way into the slot.
Size limitations, please. I think a lot of these wide receivers are gonna go in the second round, and I think that's gonna make Andy fall to day 3, either late third round or like early fourth or something like that. And that's okay. That's not a slight, but shit happens. What about your boy Hunter Renfrow? What about him? People mad he didn't make my top 10 list. What about your boy Hunter? Has he changed in the process at all?
I don't think so. I haven't watched Mr. 17-year senior, but I don't really think so. I think we have a good group of slot receivers in Paris, Penny, Andy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think he's one of those guys who's going to come up in the consideration in day 2, early day 3. Sure. I think he's going to be a lower 5th or 6th, 7th round, maybe undrafted kind of type of guy. Sure. But he could do some damage. I mean, Danny Amendola, guys like that could find success in the league.
Them dudes ain't even the same.
So yeah.
Yeah, man. I was just about to cut you off. You babysitting, man. Appreciate it, young Nick Gashler.
Of course, if you're still on in like an hour and 15 minutes, I'll be on.
I will definitely not be on in an hour and 15 minutes. Appreciate you, sir.
That's what I thought. Have a good night.
Yep. Steven Smith in the chat box said, "Boy, I ain't heard nothing from Renfrow in a long time." Hey. Oh, man, they reset my call ID, y'all. Damn. 412, what's happening? Who this?
Good morning. This is Mad Dog, man.
What's up, Mad Dog? Scrack-a-lackin', brother.
What's good with you, man? I didn't see a top 10 list, man. But come on. You said A.J. Brown. You know who I think the sleeper is, man? I know you guys have watched way more film than me.
Who's that?
But the guy that I like too much, man, Kevin Harmon from NC State, man.
I like Kevin Harmon.
You said 2 things.
Sure.
Right? Sure. And NFL was the draftnetwork.com or whatever. Mm-hmm. They had a good highlight piece on him that Kevin Harmon doesn't have the craziest blazing speed, whatever. He has decent size. He actually has pretty good size, 6'3", 214.
Sure.
The one thing that he does, two things. You said NFL speed, which he has, and he has good hands.
Sure.
Which you have to have good hands. And one thing that they highlight in the NFL Draft Network.com, whatever it's called, not NFL Draft, it's called the Draft Network, whatever.
Sure.
They said that, right at like the point of where the receiver is going to hit him, he gets that little separation, which is an NFL separation, right? It's not a lot of guys you're not going to have a blazer every time in NFL. Guys is going to Tariq Hill is just super Goku on the field. But the guy who gets those few little inches to get his hands away from the DB, to get his body a little bit away from the DB right as the ball's coming and make that catch. Come on, that's NFL material right there, man. I think the team that might benefit the most if they get him, they might be beastly, the Steelers, man. So I'm just saying, give my boy Kevin Harmon some love, man. I'm not in love with DK Metcalf. I think he's David Boston away from kind of flopping because, he only runs, 2 routes, right? Goes and posts. He's not really that great of a route runner. I think the whole jacked up body thing kind of got him beefed up. Hakeem Butler, body catcher, decent speed, but again, I don't know. I just like Kevin Harmon a lot, and that's the guy that I think might be a sleeper in this draft, man.
I also
like you said, a lot of complimentary pieces. He might be a top complimentary piece. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. I also like Kelvin. But
Elvins.
But shit, it can only be 10. You know what I mean? But like if I can make a top 20, like he might be like 11 or 12 or so. You know what I mean? It's just
Where's the list? My bad, I mean to cut you off.
No, you good. It's in a video, man. But AJ Brown's number 1, Riley Ridley's number 2, Hakeem Butler 3, N'Keal Harry 4.
Oh.
I think Debo was number 5. Hollywood 6, DK 7, Penny Hart 8, Andy 9, Andy Isabella 9, and like Paris Campbell 10.
Given how I like Paris Campbell's because like after the catch he's a demon.
Sure.
He does have problem with his hands. He has to fix that in NFL.
Sure.
But Marquise Brown, right? He's 5. Is he even 5'11"?
He little bitty. He's small. He is smaller than Kyler Murray. He little bitty. But that little bitch can run though. Oh, he can run. No. He can run and he can catch and he can run routes for him. Oh, he just a little bitty. He just need to get down. He just need to fall immediately. Don't try to be cute.
So okay, this is my last one before I leave. Who is your Antonio Brown this draft in terms of receivers? And outside your top 10, who's the receiver that you got to watch tape? And this guy's getting no love, but when he gets to NFL, if he goes to a decent team, he goes to a Chargers or something like. He's going to be a demon. I'll
tell you what, and you just said outside of my top 10, but based on just me watching film, he's in my top 10 because of that. Riley Ridley. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have the big numbers this year, and his 40 wasn't fantastic, and he's not the best athlete in the world. But what he is his ass can run routes, and he's very low key. But when they get him the ball, you kind of see that magical NFL shit happen. You know what I mean? They just don't get it to him a lot. Watch my film session. It's very short. It's like 4 minutes. I only shown three plays or whatever, but it's very elite level detail to his route running. I even showed the dude across the field from him running the same route, showing how different Riley Ridley is, man. I trust my evaluation with him, man. And as far as your boy Kelvin Harmon, the only thing that really didn't get him on this list, man, was he didn't have the super elite athleticism. Everybody on my list is in some way, shape, or form is a better athlete than him. You know what I mean? He can catch, but if you watch if you watch NC State or whatever, it seems like when they needed a wide receiver they went to the other kid. They went to Myers, Jacoby Myers or whatever. They didn't really get the ball to Harmon like that, and Harmon would just disappear from games sometimes. You know what I mean? And that kind of meant a lot to me when I was making my list though. But if it was like a top 20, Kelvin Harmon would be like 11 or 12.
All right, I got you. All right, I'm gonna check out your film right now, man. I'm about to go to the gym, so salute to you, man. I'll get back into the chat once I finish watching your video at the gym, man. Peace.
Appreciate it, fam. La da 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 da. Let's see what's going on. Let's see who else we got up in here. Damn, I got to reset all my callers, man. 443, what's happening? Who this?
Bro,
what's happening?
What's up with you? I just called to give props. I fucks with your show. You know, I fuck with Coach too.
Right.
I'm a Ravens fan, man.
Okay, I got
We
you.
need to do something, man. What's up? What we doing with Preston Williams, man? You ain't talking about Preston Williams enough. He a beast.
Preston's cool, and out of 20 something guys, he may be like my 19th or so. He's an athlete. He just don't know how to play wide receiver. And I was asking Nick Gashler about this early. The same shit that we say about DK Metcalf, you can kind of say it about Preston Williams too. It's just that Preston,
I agree with that.
you know, like Preston ain't the super athlete DK is, but the wide receiver that ain't got the best routes in the world, but athletic as hell, physical player, like great body type or whatever. Like Preston Williams is that kind of dude. He just couldn't go to the combine. I mean, he probably robbed a bank in the 8th grade or something. I don't know why he couldn't go, but
Yeah.
but they didn't let him go. But Preston Williams is he's a top 20 receiver to me.
And I gotta say I agree with you on Ridley. Ridley already told you when he had T.O. and Chad on the field with him, he said, I'm the best wide receiver in this draft.
Yeah.
I think Ridley and AJ, I think those two, they're gonna be special. And Harry too. I think Harry gonna be nice.
Yeah.
I just think Harry is one of them type of people who once he can get the ball in his hands, he can make stuff happen.
I tell you what, man, people ain't talking about Riley because he ain't really have this big game, these big numbers, you know what I mean, like that. But like I said, man, go back to 2017 game versus Alabama in the championship, man. We wasn't even talking about his brother.
True.
We wasn't talking about Calvin really. We was talking about Riley beating the shit out of everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he went off. He went off that game.
Yeah, so everybody checked it out because he was a badass route runner then too. What else you got, bro?
Hey, I'm about to get off the phone. I just got one question, man. I know you're a Cowboys fan, but what two receivers fit best with Lamar, in your opinion?
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is still developing as a passer. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to give him somebody that's a ball placement dominant, type guy, or whatever. So get him somebody that can get wide the hell open. We was just talking about Kevin Harmon to where he kind of separates a little bit, but it's still a DB on his back. You don't want Jackson throwing nose passes. You want Jackson throwing wide open ass passes. So two guys I would give him Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell's a guy that gets a lot of easy stuff, but it's a lot of big play behind him. You know what I mean? To where Lamar can just throw him a slant or like a swing, he could take that bitch 50 yards. And or give him Darius Slayton. Yeah. Oh yeah. Give him Ridley. Shit. Like, I want Ridley on the Cowboys, but if you want Calvin Ridley and Paris Campbell, then you can have him, sir.
All right, man. Be easy, man. Be safe.
Take it easy, bro. All right, cool. So what we got on time? I ain't even been checking the time. We just been running it. We 42, 7:42. All right, so Pete, what we gonna do for this last 18 or so minutes? I wish I had some more lemon water, but I'll go over there and get that in a minute. What we gonna do with this last 18 minutes? We gonna shut down the phones. Boom, boom, bop. We're going to shut down the phones, and I'm going to come to the chat box for Q&As because y'all need love too, Craig. You know what I mean? And then after that, I'm going to go get on this FaceTime and beat Red Dead Redemption again. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 again. All right. So how many people we got watching live? 169. That's solid. And growing. All right, cool. Stephen Ben said, yo, coach. Here's a sandwich for you. Appreciate it, Steven Benzick, with the 5 in the super chat. You know you one of the GOATs. If you or anybody else have a question that y'all want to throw in the super chat, y'all can feel free to do so. Just want to let y'all know in case you tuned in late, it's April. So besides Game of Thrones and Mortal Kombat and Endgame and Draft, we're going to be doing 2 of these per week on Tuesday and Thursday. I think 7 Central, that's probably a good time to get this done. People getting off of work or whatnot, you know what I mean? Or y'all just at home tuned in doing whatever you want to do. So Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to do draft live streams. And if y'all get another one on the weekend, that's extra. You know what I mean? So Y'all tune in for that. So if you're in the chat box right now, drop your questions in there, and I'm gonna hop over to it, and we can get these Q&As in. Voch, why Caleb McGarry is not in your top 15 offensive linemen? Well, that's the easy one because he's not one of my top 15 offensive linemen. But I do think Caleb McGarry can play though out of Washington. I do think he's a solid player, but I like technique guys, man, and Caleb has some technique issues, even though he's a big, mean, nasty dude, a big, mean, get the job done kind of guy, but I bunched in all offensive linemen together, not just tackles or guards and centers. It's all offensive linemen. And he just didn't make the top 15. Not saying he's bad. He just didn't make it. There were only 15. Appreciate the question, though, Steve. Yes, but who has the most potential, Mack Wilson or Devin White? The most potential. Well, they both are similar guys, kind of, sort of. They don't process very well. And I'm learning so much about linebackers every year, man. I tell you what, being a Cowboys fan, I learn a lot about football. Just being a Cowboys fan, and that's kudos to our front office or whatever. But we like technical guys, like technical players or whatever, And I know a lot of non-Cowboy people don't watch my Cowboy footage, but y'all really lose a lot because I be teaching a lot of shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's Amari Cooper. He's not on your team, but you can learn a lot about route running watching that dude, or you can learn a lot about hand placement, watching D-Law. I learned a lot from watching Van Der Esch this year, even though I will say, like, my thoughts about him don't really change. If you get hands on him, his ass is grass, and, he can't really fight off blocks that well. But that's why he's a will linebacker, and that's why, when people were drafting him as a Mike, Dallas moved him to will. Because even though he can't fight those blocks, he shouldn't be dealing with trash, just like I evaluated on him, right? His ass can process. He can read those keys, right? He knows the play prior to it being there, right? When you look at Mack Wilson, Devin White, even Devin Bush, those guys aren't mental processing guys. So a lot of people will say put them at will linebacker and let them run because they're athletes. I say don't put them at will linebacker because they don't read keys very fast. You know what I mean? So if you're looking at Mack Wilson, we're talking about linebacker from Alabama, and Devin White, linebacker from LSU. Who has the most potential? The actual question. The answer is Devin White, in my opinion, because he's the better athlete. If Mack Wilson and Devin White both, if they both got better at reading keys and processing plays, Devin White will still be a ridiculous ass athlete. He'll just be a better play processor at that point. You know what I mean? But shouts out to my Dallas Cowboys. Who's the best free safety in the draft? Young Nas Adderley, man. Nazir Adderley from Delaware. It's rare that you find a safety with range, but it's even more rare that you find a safety with range that will come up and hit. And I think because of that, Nazir Adderley has worked himself into first round consideration, and he's my first safety off the board because of that. Salute to Nazir. What's up, OG Sandman? Number 58. I hope this pick is straight D-line or strong safety. Man, I'm telling you, OG Sandman, I'm trying to get an offensive line up here, man. I want my offense to be pristine again. I want my offensive line to be pristine again. But hey, people want the elite defense. I tell you what, and this is not a Cowboys show because I'm gonna get straight back to it, but just Cowboys for like 20 seconds. I don't think we can find a defensive tackle that can come in and take Tyrone Crawford's spot at 58. At 58, you can't take Malik Collins' spot. None of the guys in this draft, just me looking at my board, there's not a guy at 58 that can take Malik Collins or Tyrone Crawford's spot. And trust me, I've been looking. I know him. Like, who could be there? Guys like Rennell Wren, he's not taking it. Guys like who? Like Gerald Willis or something. Maybe a guy like Draymond Jones, they not taking Tyrone Crawford's job day one. Not gonna be able to do it, famo. Isaiah Buggs? Hell no. Nah. Hell no. So I'm trying to get offensive lineman up here. If you can give me a like a damn good safety at 58, then we can do that too. Yo, Voch, I think a guy's not getting enough love is DeMarcus Lodge. He's buried under AJ and Decaf, but he's a sleeper in my opinion. I think he's evaluated where he should be. He's a solid player. He's the third best of them for a reason. I mean, you know, is he in my 20 best guys that I think can play this year? No, but I'm not gonna hate you for liking him. Slim Hardaway, how would you fix the Texans' offensive line? Draft the best offensive lineman and plug his ass anywhere. Plug his ass up, boy. Texans and the Seahawks are two teams that flat out act like they don't have an offensive line problem. And I keep telling Cowboys fans Dak Prescott got sacked 58 times last year. The only person that got sacked more than Dak was Deshaun Watson. Draft offensive linemen twice, Slim Hardaway. What are the biggest intangibles you look for in defensive tackles? Intangibles? Shit. I like angry players, but that can be an intangible for everybody. Like finishers, angry players, guys that love football, like all that's intangibles you can look for with anybody, not just D linemen. I don't think tackle intangibles are that much different than quarterback intangibles or receiver intangibles because they're intangibles. You know what I mean? I got a super chat. Hold up, DP. What up, DP? He says, so Dexter Lawrence couldn't take a spot. You crazy? Well, Dexter Lawrence is a one tech. Dexter Lawrence is not a 3-tech. Plus DP, I don't think Dexter Lawrence is going to be there at 58. Now, can Dexter Lawrence take Antoine Wood's spot? Probably. But if you put Dexter Lawrence at 3-tech, nah, he ain't take that. That don't fit. Dexter Lawrence don't fit at 3-tech. What are you doing, DP? Thanks for the super chat, though, brother. And hell no, Dex ain't going to make it to 58. But if Dexter makes it to 58 and you want to plug him in at 1-tech, I can't hate you for that move. But I'm trying to fix my offensive lineman, man. If you give me a starting offensive lineman at 58, like go get Kalen Saunders in the 4th round or something, and I'll be fine at 1-tech. Let's see. Where am I at? Steven Benzick say, which guy do you think would be the best fit in Chicago? Shit, Quentin Williams, Nick Bosa, because you the GOAT, Steven Benzick. Oh, bullshit. Okay, so y'all got like, so Steven Benzick, let me be realistic with Steven Benzick. Y'all picking in the 80s. And I'll tell you what, Steven Benzick, let me look at my list real quick. Oh, look, I got something for you, Steven Benzick. Watch this. Steven Benzick, because you the GOAT, and I want to give you honest advice. Watch this. Watch this, Steven Benzick. If you draft Rodney Anderson with your 80-something pick and plug him in at running back, good to go. Formerly of Oklahoma. There you go right there. Plug his ass in there with Tariq Cohen. There you go. There you go. What else we got? Who else we got up here? 8 more minutes. Keep this coming. I don't even know Blake Cashman. I'm still watching film, y'all. Trust me. I'm gonna grind some film after I get off this live stream. If Russell Wilson gets a new contract before April 15th, what effect will that have on Dak's contract negotiations? I don't because I think Dak's contract is mostly. I think it's gonna reflect a lot of what his skill set is. You know what I mean? I think if Dak was one of those super duper calibered guys or whatever, it could, we could possibly be having that conversation. Now, I'm not one of these knuckleheads talking about some pay Dak Prescott, $15 million. I'm not buying that shit. But I don't think Dak can get the kind of money that Russell can get. So like if Dak walks, if he walks away with like a smooth 27 mil or something like that, or 25, I think that'll be fine. But I don't think Russell's number would be anything like Dak's number. I say Kyler Murray is the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck. Shit, Jordan. Do you agree? Hell no. Hell no. I'm a huge Pat Magic fan, dog. I was a huge fan of Pat Mahomes, but the NFL took my damn film session down. It's set to private. I can probably go re-rip it and like re-drop it or whatever, but boy, I'm a big Pat Mahomes guy, man. Are you coming to Chicago when the Cowboys play the Bears? Probably not. Probably not this year. I don't know. Shit, it depends. It depends. It depends. Depends on the. You know what? It depends on the success of whatever the hell film I'm doing that month. Whatever my film month is like the month before that. It depends, fam. It depends. We'll see. What do you think Hunter Renfrow will end up? I think the day after the draft, he'll be taking calls on what team he would like to sign to. So, wait a minute. Keon out here being a gangster. Much love, Voch Lombardi. Looking forward to Vita Vea being a 0. Yes, that's real talk, Keon. So, man, first of all, salute to the goddamn super chat. You want to ghost, Keon. Just like Steven Benz, just like DP, just like many others, just like Dave Alexander. There's plenty goats in this thing, Keon. You're one of them. And what he's saying is Tampa Bay is about to make a change on their defense or whatnot. And Vita Vea was playing a lot of one tech, which really ain't what he do. He is more of a 2-gapping 0, and Vita Vea is about to be a 2-gapping 0. So, goddamn salute, Keon, dropping 50 in the super chat just like that. I'm still watching corner, so hang tight. Voch, what's the story on Chase Winovich? That's interesting. And I'm actually going to do a film session on Chase Winovich. Let me gather my thoughts. Chase Winovich is a player that he's so tough, man. He's a tough player, man. He outplays his talent and his size. You know what I mean? Because his size would dictate he would fit as like an outside linebacker in the league. Because he ain't huge. He's like, what, 250 or something? His size would call for him being like an outside linebacker in the league. But he doesn't have the athleticism of an linebacker in the league. So you would think, well, just leave him at defensive end. Well, he's not big enough, and I don't think he's strong enough, but he does have all the defensive end stuff. Like Chase knows how to play D-line, but the physical ain't there. I had a joke, man, that if Chase Winovich and Rashawn Gary can do the damn fusion dance, boy, Nick Bosa would be in trouble. Quinnen Williams would be in trouble if Rashawn Gary and Chase Winovich can do the damn fusion dance, man. Chase doesn't have the complete makeup of an NFL football player, man. He's tough enough for it. He's got the nuance and the technique for it. He's the ball player you want, but he's too small to have his hand in the ground. He's not athletic enough to be standing up. That's all that is, man. But the film session is on the way. I'll make a video about it to kind of show what I'm saying there. Do you think Devin White could survive at middle linebacker? I mean, I would rather have him at Sam, but I think he'll be fine. How you feel about Montez? He's cool. Okay, cool. Anime Dolphin also dropped 2 in the super chat. He said, as a linebacker guy, this class is kind of gross. This class is very gross, Anime Dolphin. It makes my head hurt. It makes my back itch. But, man, it is what it is. I'm not a Gerald McCoy guy. Who should the Dolphins draft? Somebody good. Would you take Taylor Rapp at 58? Does the 4.7 scare you? Nah. Taylor Rapp doesn't make money off of being faster than everybody else. Taylor Rapp makes his money off of being in the right place at the right time, being football smart and playing in different places. Taylor Rapp's not really he doesn't make his money being rangy guy. Let's see. Voch, I've been hearing Kyrie Willis a lot more. I actually got a film session on Kyrie Willis. Hang tight on that. Texas need Cody Ford. Dallas need Cody Ford. Boy, Dallas need Cody Ford. Oh man, look, if I could trade every pick I got and walk away with only one player in this draft, give me Cody Ford. Let's go win the Super Bowl, dog. Give me Cody Ford. Let him play left guard and move Connor Williams to right tackle, man. Please. Kalen Saunders to the fourth. Kalen Saunders to the Colts in the fourth round. I think the Colts got enough one ticks. Shit, y'all asses play two of them sometimes, so shit. But hey, if you want Cody Ford, I mean, as a rotational guy, you want him in the fourth round, I can't be mad at it. I just think the Colts can make so many other moves on defense with their, with their picks or whatever. Go get at some point, like Colts wise or whatever, in no order, but like get wide receiver, defense. Get wide receiver at some point, but like besides that, defense. Voch, would you be happy with Eric McCoy at 90? No. I like Eric McCoy though, but I don't want him at 90. Now, if you can give me Elgin Jenkins at 58, we'll talk. PFF has Montez Sweat in the second round. That's PFF for you. that's PFF for you. I see a lot of reactions to this 50. Hell yeah, y'all ain't know Keon the GOAT shit. Y'all ain't know. Y'all ain't know. Voch, do you think Darrell Henderson will be there in the third round? He shouldn't, because I really like Darrell Henderson. I think look, I ain't gonna say it, but he's in the running for best running back in this class, in my opinion. I'm not really biting the whole Josh Jacobs narrative. I'm not saying nothing because I'm still watching film on running backs, but if I got Darrell Henderson in the top half of my top five, don't say nothing. So Winovich should play elephant in a 4-3 scheme. Hey man, don't come up in here talking about your scheme particular verbiage that your team run. What the hell? About your team particular verbiage for your one scheme. Play the elephant. Man, what the hell? What team and what damn is elephant? Elephant. What the hell is that? Know what that means. Strong side defensive end, weak side defensive end. Give me that. Give me bland football. Don't give me what your team call it. Dolphins need both guard and center. I want Cody Ford if he's available. Hey man, if y'all got Cody Ford and Laramie Tunsil on that team, I might find a real Dolphin and smack the shit out of him, man. That ain't right, man. That ain't right, man. Y'all can't do that. Everybody absolutely needs Cody Ford. Really not ready to see how my favorite players in the draft get taken before we get to 58. Lenny, that's what I'm saying. That's why we got to give up everybody to go get Cody Ford. That's the only trade all our picks and give us Cody Ford, and that's it. All right, y'all. It's 8:02 over here. It's been real. R.I.P. Nipsey. You damn right, Lil Sonic. It's been fun. Like I said, we're gonna do this twice a week now. Now that it's April, all the way up until draft time or whatever. So, also, since I got people here, let me go ahead and announce this kind of sort of. Me and Lieutenant Dan are gonna be doing 3 days of draft coverage. So we're gonna be doing on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Y'all can come here, bring your popcorn and your snacks. You know what I'm saying? And bring your weed if that's what you do or whatever. But it's gonna start with a pre-draft show. I'll be here. It's gonna be the actual draft. I'm gonna do reactions. I'm gonna do commentary, player breakdowns. I'm gonna have the R lads pulled up so I can see how whatever the hell player you just drafted, I could talk about how they fit on your team or whatnot. Then I'm gonna open up the phones for post draft and kind of let people react to the draft and the happenings and whatnot. All right. So be sure y'all tune in to Voch Lombardi on all 3 draft days, day 1, 2, and 3. I'm really doing a lot of studying. I'm really learning these guys so I can really be prepared. You know what I mean? Like if I get to day 3, if day 3 is the first day I run into a player I don't know, then I'm cool with that. I'll take that every day of the week. So y'all come tune in and chill with Voch when we do that. Don't watch the 4-letter network, or if you do watch it, just have me play in the background somewhere. All right. With that being said, like this video, it's good for the algorithm. Subscribe. Y'all need to hit the notification bell so even if y'all don't know when I'm going live, like you'll get the email, the updates. YouTube will let you know when I'm dropping these random ass film sessions and all that, and live streams in the middle of the week and all that. Get your updates, man. Hit the notification bell. If you don't get the notification, then unbell it and bell it again, and it'll reset the whole thing. Don't forget about the merchandise. Everything in my store is 15% off. That link is in the description. Join my Patreon, all that, Discord. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all hold down for the Doski Woski, man. The Peace Whiskey don't cost you nothing. Go get that iPad up off the floor. I'm about to call. Salute.